To everyone listening to my voice right now, Happy New Year. I understand that we're still reeling from the aftermath that was 2020, but we've made it this far. May you, your family, and loved ones have a safe, healthy, and prosperous 2021. Also, welcome to Making Sense of It podcast, a show that discusses subject matters that we seldom talk about and yet is crucial to our lives and careers. I'm your host, Bohake Cindy, and in this episode, I'm having a conversation with a very good friend of mine, a friendship that is a quarter of a century old and is still going strong. Our friendship started when we both never really knew English. We met at primary school, but we had to go to a special class called Immigrant English, which is a class where immigrants that don't speak English are taught English. His mother tongue is Polish, while mine is French. We've been friends ever since then. Before we listen to the conversation that I've had with my best friend, let me inject a little thought just for a brief moment. I would love to engage with you as I believe that we are a community and this platform is for us. A community where we can help each other in various topics that we feel is worthy of discussion, exploring, learning, growing, and sharing. Thus, I have created various online channels where we can make this possible. On Facebook, you can like our Facebook page called Making Sense of It Podcast. On Twitter, you can follow the handle @_Making Sense of_. If you want to have a personal engagement with me, email works too. Our email address is makingsenseofpodcast, one word, @gmail.com. I repeat, makingsenseofpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, back to the topic at hand. This conversation that you're about to listen is basically about reminiscing of what came out of 2020 and what to expect as we embarked our journey in 2021. Without wasting much time, let's listen to the conversation I had with Michal Panasiuk. Okay, so we started.
Go. Yeah, so Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Michal. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. From very frosty and very misty Warsaw, Poland. Greetings.
Wait, frosty and wind? Wait, how cold is it?
Well, technically, we at about 0 degrees.
Okay.
But a few weeks ago, like about a week ago, with the wind chill factor, it was -10.
-10.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to survive because yesterday I ran and it was cloudy, and the nice thing about cloudy and windy is that when you run, you don't heat too much. So
yeah, I know. Like the other day, I also went running in the cold. It was about -6, and it was actually very nice. Like I just kept on running. I didn't stop. I didn't do anything, and like almost no sweat.
That's a nice thing about running when it's. But the problem was, I used to run in a cold, and then the doctor says that it's very dangerous to run in a cold because, especially when it's extremely cold, because you're breathing iced air. So all the ice is basically crystals, and those things can puncture your lungs because your lungs are too soft. So that's
that's why you still cover your face with a mask and all that. That usually helps. Yeah, and by the time the air reaches the lungs, I don't think it's ice anymore. So I don't think there's too much danger if you cover your face and then take it easy.
Yeah, that's true. I actually don't run without. The problem is running with a mask in the heat is kind of like suffocates. So usually when I start, after a while, I just drop the mask and then not completely remove it, but just run so that I can breathe fresh air. And then when there's too many people, I put the mask and I keep on running. And they take it off and then carry on. Yeah, I've been running. I've actually lost 3 kgs in one day. Like on December.
Well done.
December 31st, I was 82. And then New Year's, it was close, so I did a 5K. And then I went to the gym, I was 79. And I'm like, whoa, that 3
No,
kgs gone.
that's excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I lost about 10 kgs in 2 years.
In 2 years. That's not bad. That's not bad. But
No, it's like I'm not dieting or anything like that.
yeah,
But, just running and just trying to stay healthy. Did a bit of swimming, a bit of running, a few races here and there.
swimming. My area doesn't really have a swimming place unless I joined Virgin Active just to go swim.
Over here, there's many pools. Like there's about, I got an option of about 3 or 4 pools around my area.
Yeah.
Obviously, they closed down now because of lockdown. But
Same
before, I
here.
could choose whichever.
We also got like we back to lockdown level 3, so they closed all the beaches, all the public pools, and all the public gatherings. So you can't really throw like a public thing, festival or concert.
Yeah.
So all of that is done. So New Year's, like nobody actually threw a party unless you do it at home, with your close family and friends. But and no alcohol sales, so you can't really buy alcohol. There's people are pissed off about it. I'm like, I really couldn't care. Doesn't affect me much.
So for the past about 2 years or 3 years, I haven't really been like, I don't even drink beer or anything like that, to be honest. I've been off alcohol for the past 2 years, let's say. Like occasionally I'll have a drink because I'm not abstaining it from it completely, but like not a fan. Like it wouldn't matter to me if they restrict alcohol sales or whatever. It doesn't matter.
No, it's true. For me, I'll understand, like people should understand, like alcohol should be like something that you take occasionally, not like every freaking Saturday. Because I think people do not understand, like during the lockdown, when they say no alcohol sales, it wasn't like to stop them from drinking. It was to tell them, listen, the more you drink, the more trauma cases the nurses and the doctors face. So learn to be responsible. But people don't seem to understand. So they complain about it. The president said, okay, fine. Under certain level of restriction, the sales of alcohol will resume, and then it escalated even worse. And now with the new strain of the virus, the doctors are like, we can't work like this. And, there's no hospital beds and whatever. So we need to open those beds for people who are critically ill. So they put down the restriction and people are still angry about it. I'm like, yeah, you're abusing alcohol. What do you expect? I understand the government really did not put too much effort on fixing hospitals, but as well, it's a two-sided to a story. So we also supposed to drink alcohol responsibly. But anyway, people like to be crazy. They always blame government for everything. So it doesn't affect me anyway. So anyway, 2021.
Well, we haven't actually talked about what changes there have been in 2020. I think one main thing that I've seen is that all these technology changes and everything that's been happening or has been evolving for the past, let's say, 10 years or 20 years, it came crashing in, like bam, everybody's working from home. Everybody is, they used to call it telecommuting, right? So you are teleconferencing, you're having meetings online, all that. Like I haven't seen my direct manager physically. Well, I only saw it once or twice in the past 6 months. So it's all done online, and people can move around wherever, and they can, work from whatever location.
Yeah.
So
No,
that is very interesting. Um, and I think like things like bandwidth, um, the way our technology is evolving, I think that's all just has accelerated suddenly. Like look at the vaccine. They brought out the vaccine in under a year. Usually it takes
yeah.
like 5 years or something. And I think this will spur like bioengineering like crazy. Like I mean, we'll probably get cures for like, I don't know, cancer soon. I'm telling you, like even the one vaccine. I was recently, somebody shared an article with me that this vaccine, uh, one of the vaccines, one type of vaccines that came out, it was actually, they were researching to use it for instance, for cancer. In other words, teaching the immune system to target certain proteins, for
Yeah.
instance. So they teach how to kill a protein that the virus does or the cancer cell does or whatever, and bam, you got a vaccine or a cure for cancer, easy viruses, bacteria, whatever else. So
Yeah.
that's
Look, technology really helped. Like, I remember
mm,
when I tried to host an event for kids. So for one of my NPOs, as soon as we went into lockdown, uh, bandwidth was bad for not for business customers, but for individuals. But like over time, I think the service providers knew like people are working from home, so they started
yeah.
increasing like the bandwidth limits for everybody.
Hmm.
But I think now with AI that's moving way too fast, I saw a documentary on YouTube. I've been watching a lot of YouTube recently, where AI is actually, they've created a not a vaccine, but like what you call it, a kind of a medicine, a medical drug that they're taking on trial. That was completely done by AI. So there was no human intervention. So
Yeah.
they gave all the data and what they figured out over the years to AI, and I don't know how long it took, but there was various solution to the medicine that came out.
Hmm.
So and and then they so what they do, once it figures out a possible solution, the humans actually use that to test and get the result. And once they get that result, they feed it back into the AI, so that the AI tries to relearn and see what failed and all of
Hmm.
that stuff, and then try. And then I don't know if it was in Japan or China or whatever, where the one of the medicines that actually discovered was actually completely from AI, done using AI. If nobody tells you, you thought it was like a human trial. So it was like within a year or two that they figured this thing out. So I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be, with this pandemic, where now that everybody needs a vaccine urgently, AI is gonna help because one, AI never sleeps, and AI can find solutions to human problems way quicker than humans, because we are limited. Not everybody knows. Uh, Even if you take the whole world to figure this thing out, it would first, you need to study and research all of these things. That takes years. Where the AI, with all the information we've already got,
Mm.
does have to fit it in. Obviously, you have to remove all the noise and all of that stuff. But once
Mm.
you have data that says these are the input data, these are the outcomes, and let's figure out what we're missing or what we do not see. AI will help. So
Yeah.
with
Well, with AI, not only in biotech, I think AI is taking over our lives. You know, um, production, like if you haven't noticed this year, the way we produce information or services or value. in the economy has completely changed.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's I've seen two major shifts. One is like in the states, they keep on giving money, so people are not really producing anything, and the government's just giving money, like bailout money, loans, all that stuff, right?
Mm.
And second of all, and then second change was that a lot of people have just, like I said, like they moved from uh, going into the office and spending time in the office and working that way. Now everybody just gets up from bed and you in front of your computer and you are being productive.
Yeah.
So you cut down on 2 hour traffic, for instance. You've cut down on unnecessary getting ready for work. You just
Yeah.
get up, you put on a t-shirt, and you're good to go. Open your laptop and you start working.
Yeah. It's look, this research have found that you know what, if you leave people to do their own things like right now, they become more
Mm-hmm.
productive. But there's also
Mm-hmm.
people who like lockdown where they've been always staying at home for too long. You know, they like to be in an environment where they see people. Like I was
Yeah.
that person. I was like, first I worked from home, then I got tired of it, then I went back to the office because I'm a bit more productive in at the offices. Because when I
Yeah.
get home, there's a lot of distractions. It's like I still need to make food. I still need to do this. I still need to do that. And then once you've done that, then you take your time and finishing work. So
Yeah.
that separation is also a good thing. Where if you're at the office, you know, I'm gonna give all my hours at work and giving work. And then when you're at home, I'm gonna give my hours at home and
Mm-hmm.
figure work home out. That's where I understood like women are very powerful because like they work from home, you have kids to teach, you have food to make for the kids and yourself, and still work. And I'm like, geez, I wouldn't cope at all. Like,
Hey, welcome to my world. I mean, that's what I have to do. I also have to do domestic things around the kids and everything. So, I wake up in the morning, I take care of the kids, then the wife gets up, then I get myself ready, then I sit in front of the computer, start working. So like there's also responsibility from the man to
yeah,
do,
how you guys do that?
domestic chores.
I applaud you guys because I could not do it. I'll be like, you know what? Let me go to the office,
Never,
wear mask.
never say never. There's no option. I can't not go. I can't stay at home and not do stuff.
Yeah,
It's not an option. But don't sell yourself short, because if you have to do it, you have to do it. There's no other option.
no, I understand responsibilities and doing it. It's just that if there's too many distractions, how do you get work done? Like for example, like
Yeah.
my time are
Hmm.
hectic as it is already. So if I have to work it's around 11 to like 1 o'clock when it's relatively
Yeah.
quiet. I've got everything done at home, so I can focus on 2 to 3 hours of getting things done, and then I get things done, and then I'm pass out usually on the couch because my body's like drained out, and then about 4 or 5 o'clock I'm awake, and then yeah, then that's when you need coffee like to really wake you up. So it's
Uh,
actually it's crazy. So if you have families and you have kids and they run around, and I know kids are very energetic. I got nephews and nieces who are energetic as hell. So when they come over, they're like running around, and you have to make sure they don't dive into the pool and they don't hurt themselves. And they're always running, and you don't know where they are. They're always screaming. I'm like, no, no, nope. I like my peace and quiet. And
well,
yeah,
one day when you have your family, you'll see that you need to take. There's a saying, or a philosophy working, where you do of work needs to be done in 80% of the time, and 80% of the work has to be done in 20% of the time.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's it.
and and those 80%, it could be distractions. It could be the kids
Yeah,
getting hurt and crying, and you have to get up and see what's going on, or changing a nappy, or whatever the thing is,
yeah,
um, so you have to like manage, like you have to obviously have time where you concentrate, but that can be interrupted, and then you have to get back into your work, you know
yeah,
um, yeah, but like the whole thing is about managing it, like even if the kids go to sleep, you put them to sleep, and you can take out your laptop and work like half an hour to an hour in the evening. That's what you have to do.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Hmm. What else has changed in 2020?
Oh, so much. Like besides the use of AI everywhere these days, um, and us doing telecommuting, and the means of production have changed because we are now at home, and we producing material and services and code and whatever else from home. I think the way we consume things has also changed. I mean, look how much online shopping we're doing these days. Like, for instance, once a week I get a delivery with like vegetables, or like you know I go shopping like online once a week just for the normal household things, milk and all that,
Yeah,
and I get it delivered once a week, just to avoid any like um, possibility of getting sick from standing in queues and with other people in the shops.
yeah.
So the way we consume things, obviously, like we don't go to the cinema anymore. We watch Netflix or whatever. Um, what else? What else do we consume that's different than a year ago? Um, for instance, we don't go and do like really any sport. I suppose some people play like console games, right?
Oh,
Um,
gaming has changed completely.
okay, I'm a
Like,
little bit out of the gaming industry, as you might
yeah,
have
no,
noticed.
I
Uh,
don't play
what
games
has
because
changed?
we all grown up, we all got work to do. But like the industry, like I looked at how Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch have have evolved into the streaming services that it is today, and it's because of gamers. And now with the
Mm,
lockdown, every every big corporates who are into this whole streaming thing, because now everybody has to be from home, are learning from the industry, the gaming industry, on how they did this. So so Facebook now, the Facebook platform have completely changed. You can now do online streaming to your Facebook people, which never existed like a year and a half ago. But now
mm,
because like there's too many demands, like on everybody going online, you know, you can create like, okay, Facebook has completely changed completely, but you can create your commercial profile and start live streaming to your audience. And now
mm,
I looked at it and I'm like, that's a new feature I didn't realize. So,
yeah.
so as a business customer as well, you can like start and plug in into Facebook and stream to your audience immediately. And people and gamers have also are leveraging on Facebook also for like Facebook gaming, where you
Mm.
can actually donate to all your favorite gamers. YouTube has also went YouTube has also that kind of platform. Twitch has also that kind of platform. Twitch is owned by Amazon. So I think
Mm.
Microsoft is also going to do that kind of things now, since the Xbox platform is like strong, you know.
Mm.
So gaming is like the gaming industry is, since lockdown, like people are really going online now, either to watch their favorite gamers or starting their whole career on like playing games and going online so that they can have a career out of it. So it's becoming
Yeah.
really crazy. And I've seen as well, like because like entertainers, for example, they can't perform outside. So a lot of them have started streaming online. Even actors and whatever, they've started their own YouTube channels and whatever. Will Smith is huge on YouTube. Uh,
Really?
yeah, the lady that acts as Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, she's got a YouTube channel. A lot of celebrities. Ryan Reynolds is on YouTube.
Mhm.
Jamie Foxx is on YouTube. So because they've realized, like, you know what, people want content. And
Mhm.
oh, and the guy that acted as man, I forgot, Kevin James. He's got a he's funny. Like, he creates short skits, movie skits.
Mhm.
He takes previous movies that were popular, and then he takes a certain part of the scene, and then he dubs himself in that movie, and then the conversation is really funny. So because now he acts like the guy that carries the mic, when you record a movie,
Yeah.
and then he communicates with a character that's already recorded, is already been watched all over the world. But then he adds like his own funny content. So when you watch the movie, you're thinking like it's one continuous shot. Whereas he has dubbed himself in Kevin James. And that's funny. I've been watching it, and then I was like, and then I started realizing that all these big movie actors now are going to YouTube and stuff, because you don't need permission from the big executive now, and people are flocking in.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
entertainment even changed. So,
Yeah.
and it's good because now they can create their own platform where, if they know this works, they can create a full length movie of it or something,
Mhm.
and then they can make money of it. So they
Yeah.
now the thing to bring ideas to life is even faster now. So that's where everybody is going.
Well,
Musicians
not
now.
all, not all the movies that are produced locally are that good. Like I've seen some really bad Nigerian movies that they also produce on YouTube.
No, but
And,
yeah, that's that. But then, like, Netflix has invested a lot of on
oh no,
African.
that yeah, Netflix is pretty good. They invest a
Yeah,
lot of money in all local
YouTube.
content also.
Yeah, YouTube is, if you have the money to bring good content out, why
Mm.
not? But most of the
Yeah.
time, it's we all know, like, people who put stuff on YouTube, like the majority, do not have that kind of high budget. But
Mm.
because there's an idea, we understand. We're like, okay, it's not about the budget and whatever. It's like, uh, do you remember Pava?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a movie last year and he put
Oh,
it out.
really?
Yeah. So
Director or actor?
no, he directed. Uh,
Okay.
but the whole idea is, if the concept works, you know,
Hmm.
and then you get funding for it to get to make it a big block. How do you say?
Blockbuster.
Yeah, blockbuster. Then you know you have something that works. You can refine the script, and then you get professional people to do it, to act on the thing, and then
Mm.
you know then you get
Yeah.
expertise from
Yeah.
the experts. So it's the pandemic has allowed people to be extremely creative,
Hmm.
and now there's platforms where they can actually express it, you know so
Yeah.
yeah, TikTok has become huge. I don't know how to use TikTok, so
Neither do I. That's one. I'm not into social platforms these days, so
yeah.
TikTok. Like I don't know. I've seen videos that people post on TikTok. That I mean, on YouTube, it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
As me using or creating something in TikTok, I haven't actually dabbled in it.
Yeah, no, I'm not that creative into how people do these TikTok things. But the one thing is, people are they're creative, they can express it,
Mm.
and they can create an audience. And
Yeah.
if you can create an audience and you can monetize your content, because right now everything is about content and owning it, then
Mhm.
then you have something going. You don't need to wait for, especially now that people are losing jobs. People have gone into to that kind of platform. And I also noticed social media has changed. Like Instagram is no longer the same way as Instagram used to be. Facebook has completely changed. Twitter is still kind of the same, but it's kind of also becoming they're trying to compete with Instagram, and LinkedIn has changed completely. And all of them are focused into one thing. I think they're focusing into, it's no longer about the consumer. Okay, it is, but it's now making money off the consumers. So
Mm.
all of them is no longer about, oh, look what your friend is doing, but it's how can you make money off these people? So it's some some will say create promotions or create ads. Facebook does that all the time. For
Yeah.
$350, you could have created an ad that will
Mm.
probably get you to like 80,000 customers in one go. And I'm like, dude, I'm trying to create product first, then I'll use ads. So
Mm.
it is
Yeah, it might
interesting.
be. Yeah, the timing of this suggests because it's all about the AI, isn't it? There's an
Yeah,
AI working in the background saying, okay, this person's creating some kind of content. Let's see if they want to take an ad. You know,
yeah,
because other people take ads if they've created any kind of content. You know, get followers, or start selling as soon as you have something. You know, don't
yeah,
waste time. So you see that already AI is trying to influence you. You know, um, obviously most people will be like, I don't want to do it, right? But then because the AI knows the conversions, let's say 2% or 1% of people will go like, okay, that's I would like to start doing that. You know,
yeah,
and that's how these companies make money. Obviously, with AI, there's also limitations of AI, and I don't know if you know one limitation of AI. Well, there's several, but one is ethics,
yeah. That's a
right?
huge thing that,
Um, so, for instance, when Facebook or whoever takes down a post, whatever that must be well, AI might be able to flag it using keywords or um, some kind of I don't know image recognition or something like that. Then it might only just flag it, but a human needs to go in and read it, put context to what's going on, because AI is very bad with ethics and obviously the context of a post, for instance,
yeah,
because you might be responding to something earlier, or you might use satire or a saying, and AI is going to be confused by that. While as humans, we understand it perfectly.
yeah. Uh, Speaking of AI, I know there was I think in the US where they're trying to use AI in legal matters. The only
Okay.
problem was a lot of incarceration with black people. So
Why?
no, but based on historical data. So
Oh, historical data.
yeah, so the
Mm,
AI got so biased
uh,
that even if you take a guy who is clean, but because he's black, the AI will already has a high probability of justifying that this guy is a criminal.
mm.
So, and because of the Black Lives Matter movement, they had to scrap it. It's like that.
Well, they should have never allowed it because have you ever heard of the what's that gambling game where you throw the ball and it goes roulette, right? Roulette.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. It's called roulette paradox, right? Um, if somebody's on a winning streak, let's say they win 4 times in a row, uh, then, or for instance, if you okay, let's do a simple one. Let's say throwing a coin, right?
Mm-hmm.
heads or tails. And if somebody says, okay, it's heads, 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 let's say 5 times, what's the probability of heads the next time?
Uh, the next 10 probably will be heads.
No, it's not, because every coin toss is a 50-50.
Yeah.
So it's like a gambler's paradox um, where you can't actually decide on the outcome based on historical data. It's like the stock market. It's like gambling, and like what you mentioned, in the legal system, you can't do that because every person is unique.
That's the
You
thing.
can't say historically if a person came from, let's say, X location or is a specific race, that person is going to be historically more prone to do something else. You can't say an Irishman is gonna be, I don't know, something. Asian American might be something else. Portuguese will be something else. Zulu will be something else. You can't say that because everybody is different. Everybody has different backgrounds, their lives history is different.
Yeah.
So an AI in that kind of context should have never been allowed, and it's rightly so that they deactivated it. Um, there was also there's many instances when AI gets things wrong. Like AI can't handle new circumstances. There was a clip of when one of Tesla's cars, it was on autopilot and it crashed into a truck that get stopped across the highway, right? And it went right into the truck, right?
Yeah.
And they were wondering why did it not hit the brakes or try to swerve, whatever. And they came up with that. How many times did it encounter that kind of event where there's a truck across the highway and it has to avoid it? It had never seen that before.
Yeah.
So things like AI needs to it doesn't have context. It doesn't know that a truck across the highway is a bad thing. So it just doesn't respond. It just drives into the truck. That's the danger of AI.
It is. I think now, okay, there's a documentary uh, on AI that's on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's narrated by who's the actor that plays Iron Man? Tony Stark. Who the guy that acts as Tony Stark in Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're trying to create AI that's got context. So, but that's going to take years to get right because the problem with context is
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. That's it.
No.
My brain is slow today. The problem with context is your version of context and my version of context are two different things. So
Mm.
you can never say my context is right and your context is wrong because that's impossible.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
I know we had a bit of a discussion over some kind of politician being emotional on TV, and I don't agree with what you said because from my context or my point of view, it's like, have they done enough? You know,
yeah,
did they do enough to protect people or help people get through this difficult time? And now I'm of the opinion that they could have done more. You know.
yeah. Even here, it's here the politics even gone worse because like all the money that they accumulating for the disaster relief,
Mm-hmm.
there's already scandals about people in political circles that basically stolen some of the money, given tenders to their family members, and all of that stuff. So it's it's chaotic. So people don't even trust government even more because of this. So I don't like going to politics because I know politics is always, if you, the problem is people are not level-headed. So some people will go into extreme left or extreme right, and then it's always going to cause war and chaos. So
Yeah.
that's why I like to, whatever happens has happened. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you want to change the status quo, uh, there's, you can't fight the big people. You have to make sure that whatever you do it in your own space, and when it eventually goes around and people start talking about it, and it eventually becomes noticeable by everybody that people want to follow, then yeah, let it happen that way instead of fighting like in DRC. Whenever somebody stands up against the president, somebody's gonna die. So
Right.
that's African politics. So you don't. That's why you don't see so many people always standing up, because the first few people that stands up, they will be killed, and then until it becomes an uprising, then it becomes a then there's a change. So yeah, it's always like that. So that's why I don't really meddle in politics.
Yeah, that's one rabbit hole we do not want to go to.
No,
So
I
what are
don't.
you looking what are you looking forward in 2021?
Me, 2021, one traveling. That's one thing
Oh yeah, please. Yeah,
I've been.
I need a holiday.
No, yeah, I've planned 2020 to travel, and none of them happened. So
You must come visit me. That's for sure.
yeah,
But if you come over here, I will be able to actually take some days off and go with you somewhere.
no, that's fine, because 2021 traveling, traveling for me is a priority. Uh,
Yeah.
I told myself, you know what, I spent all my 20, 30 years of my adult, not 20, 30 years, yeah, 20, 30 years of my life always working. So I'm like, I actually was thinking about the 3 months to 6 months break until COVID happened. And then I'm like, yeah, here we go again. So drive, I think even for everybody, I think when lockdown opens, everybody wants to travel, because they're
Yeah.
sick and tired of staying at home. They're sick and tired of uh, I think home, because the four walls is limited. You can't really go anywhere. So
Well, the only thing you guys have is your square meters are slightly higher than on my side, because over here people live in very small quarters. Let's say the average apartment size is between 38 and 56 square meters.
jeez, I don't
So
like that.
so over here, you need to get out.
Yeah,
In Europe, you have to get out of your apartment and go somewhere. That's why people travel so much here. Even now during this COVID, I've heard people going to places like Italy and Spain,
nah,
because
that's
they
crazy.
can't take it. They need to travel. And yeah, I think another thing I look forward to this year is just getting things done. Like 2020, there's a lot of plans that we had and a lot of things that we wanted to do, whatever that might be. I think 2021, I need to just buckle down and do them.
Yeah,
Be responsible and just start doing that.
yeah,
Realign my life to the reality. Let's say.
yeah. No, 2020. I'm always a productive person, but 2020 was the year where, okay, I can't say I broke down, but like literally, I was like, I don't feel like doing anything, because it was like
Yeah.
it was getting too much, and it wasn't because like I'm staying at home and whatever. It's because I was hopeless. Like I realized, you know what, you literally are hopeless. This virus kills people, and there's no cure. There's nothing you can do, and not only that, uh,
Mm.
you can't really go out and go anywhere. And
Yeah.
there was a time where I think level 5 or level 4 and level 4 where you couldn't go to the gym at all. So even exercises was difficult to do at home. So the only thing you could do was binge watch everything that you can think of.
Mm.
Literally, I did the Big Bang Theory from season one. How
Mhm.
many seasons there's? I think 12. To the
Yeah.
last season,
Yeah.
I binge watched the whole thing so that I can figure out, like, I don't miss anything. Because I'd never watched it to the end of the season. So I watched it all completely. And I was like, finally, I finished the Big Bang Theory. I can rest.
Yeah.
So I did all of that. I've literally, it's only about September, October, round about there. I started, you know what? I've done nothing this year. Let me start getting back into getting things done.
Yeah.
So you're right. 2021 is also about getting things done. I need to get things done.
Yeah.
And since now everything is going to be virtual, uh, things where I know there's where like I do not need you do not need to travel to be there physically. Focus on things that you can do virtually. So that's one plan as well. Getting things done is one of those things that I need to do. But you're right.
Yeah.
That and traveling is a it's one of those things that once the borders open, geez, you'll see how many people will book planes. And
Yeah.
I think it's also a good thing for airlines because they haven't been really getting all those influx of passengers. So as soon as the whole world says we can fly, geez,
Mm. Mm.
I think people will
Well,
start.
like I've been working for the past few months at a IT company, and they produce software for airlines. And um, it's interesting that this particular company that's producing this software, uh, it seems like there's even more airlines that are interested in this software because one thing is that it's all about cost saving and convenience, right? So with software over here, it's like you can have all these plugins and you can have these AI systems within it,
Mm,
and you can automate so much stuff that that can you can automate how many planes you have and how they fuel up, how you quote people and everything, and it's like they basically have several different kind of I don't know like I don't know bundles within there where different operators and consumers and obviously this software is B2B, so like they all use that software differently and it can be set up custom for everybody, right? But obviously everybody uses like the base a certain base that's shared across or base features that are shared across everybody. But um, the interesting thing is that they're gaining clients, they're growing basically, and it has been a horrific year for aviation at 2020, and that's what impresses me. Like if you have innovation, there is no way that you will not grow, no matter what
yeah,
the industry is. You know,
yeah,
like you mentioned earlier about entertainment. Entertainment has started evolving because people have to do something. They have to grow. They have to entertain others and be entertained.
yeah, yeah. Also, 2021, I think a lot of like you were saying, innovation is gonna pop up.
Hmm,
Uh,
for sure.
I don't know what to expect, but
There's so many ideas. We don't know what we're gonna because like right now we're talking on Zoom. Like who knows? Maybe in 6 months' time there'll be something better. You know.
yeah, no, true. I think smartphone will be smarter. Technology will be way things that we didn't expect will probably pop up. Uh, what else will cars will be more electric. because now everybody will be like, you know what, for the future of our kids, we don't want to spend more money on petrol.
Mm.
So electric. I'm just waiting for electric cars to prices to go down. So until they mass produce cars, uh,
Mm. Well, Tesla is almost there. I think the big car manufacturers have good selection already. And over here, they got in the next 2 years, by 2023, they'll be in full swing of producing electric cars here in Poland also, their own
nice.
brand of car. So I think a lot of countries and a lot of companies are doing that. So like I agree with you. Like in the next year or two, whatever, we're gonna see a lot of variety of cars, and that's good. Competition is good. It's gonna bring out down the prices.
Yeah. So I want to drive an electric car, but here in South Africa, there's not really like charging stations to actually plug those cars. The only people that I know that have charging stations are BMW. But
Yeah, but listen, they're gonna have stations at malls. Over here, we got at every mall there's a charging station. I haven't seen it at petrol stations here, but um, malls you get that in town, like near hotels and stuff like that. You got those stations. So over here, for sure, you can get around and find places where you can charge up your car. Um, I think most of the cars you can do 300 Ks or something, or 500
yeah,
Ks max. I think that might be a problem for like a big country like South Africa, where you have to travel, let's say to Durban. What's it, 700 Ks, 600, 700
yeah,
Ks?
600 something Ks.
Yeah, so that might be a bit of a, you have to stop halfway and then charge, wait, charge, and then
The
get.
problem is halfway it's like in a bush. Where are you gonna find a charging station?
Yeah, that might be a problem. But for
Yeah,
instance, over here, if you travel here in Poland, if you travel, let's say 300 Ks, then you're on the Russian border, for instance. So, like, the countries are smaller here in Europe a little bit. Like,
yeah,
so a car for like commuting, like going to work and stuff in your electric car, that would be a pleasure.
yeah,
It's not too far. Like you might travel uh, 20, 30 Ks a day, and that's perfect for like charging overnight. Even if you get one of those older electric cars where the battery's not that good, no problem. You just charge it up and get to work.
oh, that's nice. Now it will take us a few more years to get there. Uh,
Mm. Mm.
First, they need to fix the road infrastructure. Yeah, then figure out where they're gonna put charging stations. Unless they get, we only buy cars who's got very good range, like they can do 1,400, 1,500 kilometers on one charge. That will be good. Then you can travel from Joburg to Cape Town with one charge and then get to Cape Town and charge again to drive back.
Mm.
Unless they do that concept. Uh, yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I read about Google. When Google shut down like somewhere in December, and
Yeah.
then somebody put on Twitter that they don't have lights at home because Google shut down and they were using smart home lighting,
Oh no. Oh
and it
no.
was connected to Google services, and so
That's
for like
crazy.
few hours, and that got me thinking. I'm like, smart technology is good, but I don't think it's viable to integrate everything using smart technology. Understand, like you can say, "Oh, my lighting at home is off. Let me switch it off using my phone." But
Mm.
like Google, which a company that's always like 100% up, and then this happens. Yeah, I was like, nah, it's fine. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
need just like smart speakers.
Hmm.
That's the best smart home technology you just need, and then that's it. You don't need to.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it simple, basically.
Yeah, I don't
Mm.
think that I understand the whole thing about putting smart technology at home. Like But at the end of the day, we, you know what, system can shut down, and then if your door is a smart door, and then and you're done, then what? Unless you have a backup, like an emergency door opening where it allows you for manual override.
Well, with doors, you would have to have that. I mean, it would be crazy if you wouldn't have that. I mean, like, imagine those automatic garage doors, for instance. They do actually have a lever that bypasses the motor, and you can lift it up in case the thing fails to
Yeah,
start working or the power's down. You know, so you always have to have backups. I
yeah.
mean,
Then,
so maybe that's another thing. Like when Google went down, I started removing all my entire collection of photos off Google to my local hard drive. Um,
oh God, I still got plenty.
yeah, I had 35 gigs of it. So I finished it the other day. I don't have anything more on Google.
Yeah, I need to do that. That's the thing. I think we're so much reliant on technology and all these services that we tend to forget, like, what happens if all of them goes off completely? Then
Yeah,
what? So
exactly.
yeah, so it was one of those things. I'm like, I need to have a plan B, and the problem
Yeah,
is photos is on. Geez, I've got so many accounts. I've got Microsoft. I've got Microsoft because it's Windows. Now everything is on a Microsoft.
yeah. So Microsoft, you've got your Google accounts, right? Your
And then
Apple accounts,
have,
and you've got Amazon accounts or internet shopping. You got your internet banking.
yeah, that's a
just to name
problem.
a few.
I just need to invest on one internal hard drive with RAID support and just put
Mhm.
everything in there, and then
Yeah,
buy two, and then slot 2 or 3 extra hard drive for uh to do redundancy, so that it can duplicate, so that if one hard drive breaks, I can just chuck it away, burn it, slot
yeah,
it another one, and then it duplicates.
yeah.
I've always wanted to do it, and then I'm like, I keep forgetting. But now I think in the future,
I think it's time. It's time. It's time to
yeah,
do the backup.
because there's too many services, and we understand the plus side of it, but the downside
Mm.
is also very important. You just
Yeah,
need to have your own physical box and just put
yeah.
it's
Uh, and I just want to mention the one last thing um, tonight. For 2021, I think one major thing that we could all maybe use, well, I know I'm going to start working on, is relationships with real people.
no, true.
Because 2020 was just a little bit weird and people disconnected, social distanced and stuff. I think 2021, even if there's social distancing or whatever, I think we just need to put more effort into building relationships. Because look at this, like I'm at a new job. Do I have a relationship with anybody at work really, besides the manager and the CEO? Like I don't know if I do. And it's different if like let's say 2 years ago you would go for drinks or whatever, and you would, for instance, get to know people. Now you can't do that. Um, for instance, a relationship with your partner, your girlfriend, whatever, you need to. I think one needs to also work on those relationships. Like it's so important.
Yeah,
Relationships with kids, relationships with the people at church. Like with your parents. For instance, my parents are now living near us, basically like 5 minutes away from us. I mean, I've been out of the house, let's say, and living in a different country for the past, I don't know, 10 years or so. So I need to rework those relationships so that it starts, that I actually have a relationship that's good,
yeah,
um, that's working, So I'm for 2021. I set my mission. I need to start working on all these relationships, and I think it will be tough. I don't think I'll be able to work on every relationship that the way I want to, but I actually do something and sit in my mind and like I need to say that to somebody and I don't know how, you know.
No, I agree. I agree. That's one of the things as well. And I also said, you know what, focus on God as well. So,
Yes, I mean church is online now,
yeah.
so I've seen you post it on Facebook every Sunday. You post something.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, I
it's,
haven't logged in, but for instance, we also have our church here that's also online. So I mean, we go to our respective churches online, and well, that's all we can do, you know, for now.
yeah. No, it's like before lockdown, before
Hmm.
this pandemic, I've been focusing too much on work, 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 work. Yes, I would go to church and whatever, but
Yeah,
after church is always go to work, do some work, get busy. But during the
yeah,
pandemic, I've been sitting around and like focusing on, you know, what's important. And like you said,
hmm,
focusing on friends, relationship, and whatever is it's a good thing because I also like me and my sister. We also like started talking even more. I've started
hmm,
talking more with my dad and whatever.
yeah,
But then I was like, I haven't really focused like on God like I when I used to when I was young. So now
hmm,
this year it's not 2020. I was like I think 3 4 times a week there
yeah,
was something that I would like really focus on, and which is
yeah,
good because like at the same time you think you know something, and then when you listen to it again, you like realize,
hmm,
man, I didn't see it that way, and
yeah,
and it brought and then it like brings your faith up. So
yeah. I mean, God should be number one in our lives, and you
yeah,
know, like one way of getting to know Him is actually between prayer and knowing your Bible. You know, so I think, for instance, I don't know about you, but I I want to join more Bible study groups. I want to have more discussions about the Word of God, which is the Bible. You know.
yeah, no, true. Yeah, so that's also one of the focus of
Hmm.
2021. I don't
Very
think
good.
I think when you get older, you don't really have like a bucket list of what I'm going to do in 2021. I don't do like, oh, these are my to-do lists for 2021. This is what I'm going to achieve. I think
Well,
now,
maybe.
I
Mhm.
think now with this, when this pandemic, everybody's got their head put on straight and realize, you know what, you can do bungee jumping, you can go visit like 300 countries in a year. But one thing that's important is God, family, friends, because once they're gone, they're gone. It's you,
Yeah.
you can't replace them, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's a fundamental core of everybody's focus is yes, we want holidays, we want all of that, but make sure that you're good with your family, you're good with God, you're good with your friends, and then
Mm.
all of the other things that comes along your way, you know,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
good, but if your fundamental core are sorted, then everything is going to be simple in life. That's
Yeah.
what I think is fundamental. So 2021,
Mm.
yeah, it's, everybody's got like it's going to be a great year, and I'm like, no, I'm going to live one day at a time,
Mm.
focus on everything that's important in life, and then let's see what happens at the end of 2021. You
Yeah.
know, you never
Great.
know. Tomorrow is never promised. So take today
Mm.
as it is the last day and make the the best of it.
Exactly. Don't waste time. Do the
Nah,
things that are most important. You know.
yeah, like there's one motto I've taken this year is
Mm.
make no excuses. So
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, thank you for listening. Michal and I are obviously planning to make it an ongoing series. So if you have any topic or ideas that you want to discuss or talk about, feel free to get hold of us and then we'll discuss it. We'll obviously research it, get our brains tinkering, and then we'll create a podcast for you to listen and enjoy. Thank you once again. Happy New Year. And let's make this year, a bit more cheerful. I think that's what we deserve after a hectic 2020. But you never know. Anyways, that's been it. Thanks for listening. And until the next episode, God bless.